We are back in the boat. We got this indestructible bug and we're gonna see if it'll catch a walleye. We just ate it. There we go. Boat slinger. All right guys, before we get deep into fishing, I wanna talk about today's video sponsor, because without sponsors we would not be able to make these videos, but today we got something a little bit unique planned. But today's video is brought to you by AG1. AG1 is a daily foundational nutritional supplement that supports whole body health. It covers your nutritional bases. AG1 is backed by research studies. AG1 elevates your baseline health by supporting the essential and universal needs our body has each day to thrive, from nutrient replenishment, stress management, gut optimization, and immune support. That's a lot of things. I'm running 100 miles an hour all the time, and I'm always looking at ways to improve what I'm doing and how I am as a person, right? So I started taking AG1 back in January. I took it every day. I've been taking the travel packs when I'm on the road. Fits my lifestyle pretty good. I got the canister back at home. But basically, I'm taking a scoop of that, mixing it with water. It's the first thing I do in the morning or today in the afternoon. But probably the biggest one I've noticed is just sustained energy. Normally later in the day when I start fading, that isn't happening as much anymore. Now with little Hannon running around, my boy, I'm able to, you know, power through to the evening, and I honestly think that AG1 is a big part of that. I'm a stats guy, I'm a facts guy. You can take my word for it, but I think this is pretty cool. Listen to this, 97% of participants felt more energy after 30 days of drinking AG1. 80% of participants noticed less gas and bloating after 30 days of drinking AG1. 94% of participants noticed fewer cravings after 90 days of drinking AG1. I absolutely agree with all those approved claims since taking it. All right, so there is a link below. There is a QR code you can scan. If you purchase a subscription, you'll get a yearly supply of D3, K2 vitamins. Plus, you'll get 5 travel packs, the ones that I showed in the video there. But with this sponsorship, this is a cool thing. Because you guys watch the videos, we get these cool partnership opportunities. And I thought with this one, let's do something unique. We're taking the budget and we're buying rods that we're gonna give away. So we got a bunch of combos from our friends at Daiwa. These are some underspins. We got some D-Shock combos too. We're giving them away. So I got a couple different places I'm giving rods away. First off, we got my friend Mike Klatt, Real Life with Mike. He's doing a little boat expedition across Lake Winnipeg. He's doing some fundraising, gathering some gear for some kids fishing clubs in Winnipeg. We're gonna give him a bunch of rods. Next is Wasayan North Bible Camp. It's up by Nipigon. We're giving some rods there too. And lastly, I want to give some rods to you guys. So leave a comment, tell me who you want the rod for. We're gonna mail some out. And you know, when I told the folks at AG1, they were pumped about doing this giveaway as part of the sponsorship. So once again, thanks to AG1 for making this video possible, making this giveaway possible. Thank you to you guys for watching it. Now let's get fishing. So the question is, can you catch walleye on bass baits? Maybe the answer is pretty obvious, but in the last few years, these Ned style baits have caught me probably more walleyes early season than anything else. And I'm gonna go over a couple ways I like to fish them, the type of areas I'm fishing them, and hopefully through all that, I'm gonna catch a couple walleyes as well. But it is the end of May, early June, and we're going walleye fishing. All right, there's a fish right under the nose of the boat. I think it's a little too deep to be a bass, but who knows? It's gonna drop right on his head. Look at him coming up for it already. He didn't eat it on the fall. I'm gonna probably hop it a couple times. I want it down in the mud, just hopping like a bug, like a crayfish. So I'm just hop, 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 and then letting it drop back down to the mud. So often they're gonna eat it out of the mud. There's a shallow fish. There was, probably a bass. Bass are probably gonna be a little tighter to the rocks. We got water temps of like, you know, mid 50s, but you pull out a little bit and that's sometimes where the walleyes will be like half a cast off. So it's like, think about where you wanna fish, like a nice warm bay, some boulders, and I'm just pulling a little bit out and that's often where the walleyes are. Not that you can't catch them dirt shallow mixed in with the bass. And I don't know, it feels like just in the last couple of years, I've kind of figured that out a little bit more. There's a nice big mark ahead of us, 50 feet. He sees my bait. He just ate it. He ate it on the fall. Ooh, I think it's a nice walleye. That fish was suspended, just cruising there. Nope. Wow, I'm shocked. All right, bass 1, walleye 0. Well, surprise, surprise. These baits catch bass as well. First fish of the day. Nice little smallmouth. So as far as jig size goes, I really like to favor the heavier size, especially with front-facing sonar. I just want to get that bait in front of the fish quick. If it's windy too, you're getting blown around. So I think this is a 1/4 ounce head, but this is the Frostbite Indestructible Bug. It's got that stretchy TPE plastic, and this can last you so many fish, especially if you crazy glue it to the head. So that is what we're using. This is the bait I was using kayak fishing just a couple weeks ago. And we're gonna keep hopping along the shore Right now we're just focusing on, a warmer section of the lake, a little more closed off, not as much deep water nearby, so it's probably gonna be bass moving up to spawn. The walleyes have spawned already and kind of just cruising around some of these muddy bays and shorelines. A little bit of rock is still good. Let's see what we can find here. Here's a fish swimming towards us. He ate it on the fall. I don't think it's a walleye. Bye, buddy. These fish are so fired up. All right, we're not finding them. We gotta move. This is gonna be on his head. See how he just followed it down to the mud? I'm not worried about lifting it up now. I'm gonna keep it in the mud and just top it a couple times, and that walleye's gonna go, hopefully. There we go. Just as we planned. But yes, they do eat the bait. I knew that already. This was all a tease. So that fish was in about 10 feet of water. Like I said, where I'd normally be bass fishing and then just a little further off. Sometimes I get tempted to go in a little tighter, but that looks like a bunch of fish there. Definitely some weeds, but definitely some fish because you can see the separation from the bottom. So I don't want to roll right on top of these fish. I'm going to try to keep my distance and hop my bug right through it. Ooh, I just stung one. Oh, you see that there? He's around. He's probably like searching for it now. Oh, these fish are interested. That's a sweet spot. Right on his head. He was chasing. Oh, he's coming. Oh, he's coming. Come on. I think he just bumped it. Bump it again. Come on. And I have no problem fishing it just incredibly slow. Just little inching movements along the bottom. Because that walleye's probably just staring at it. Fins tingling. How'd that fish just disappear? There's some fish, 15 feet. I don't think they're walleye. I think we're gonna find out pretty fast. Rock bass. Just kidding. What do we got here? Just a bigger bass. Kind of just reeled into that in his dead weight. It's the biggest one of the day, I figure. Bug in the mouth, bass in the hand. Oof. I think there's fish chasing. It looks like a crazy pot of bass. We're gonna anchor. Did you see all those fish on live scope? Woo-hoo-hoo! Boat sling them! Oh, they're getting bigger. They are gonna spawn in probably a couple weeks. Is it autofocusing on the fish? Can't even tell. I'm gonna take the autofocus off. But I just saw a pot of fish just congregated together on the live scope. Oof. There we go. Pesky smallmouth. This fish high up in the water. I think my bait will be close. Oh, he just saw it. Oh, he just ate it. That I think is gonna be a decent walleye. So tough to say. What is with all these bass? I'm using the 7.6. It's called the TDI series. It's like a walleye series by Daiwa. 7.6 medium light. If you're gonna get a rod, you wanna do a bit of everything. 7.6 medium light's such a good rod for that. I like a 7.1 medium sometimes for the Ned. 7.6 just a little more versatile in my opinion. But really, you just work with what you got. There's fish, 20 feet, big old pod of them. Maybe not a pod. Oh geez, we're about to get on some rocks. Just trying to figure out why my hand was so greasy. And there's like bass poop right in the cork. Look at that fish sitting behind that boulder. Ate it on the fall. Come on, be a big walleye. This feels heavy. Don't be a bass. This feels better. Feels a little bit less slappy. There we go. That's what we were hoping for. May as well net this one. Not too big. Probably not really worth netting, but hey, that is a nice Ned walleye. I don't know if they're thinking it's a crayfish or thinking it's a bug or what they're thinking, but That was fun. Didn't see that one. He was just hiding right in the rocks. With how bouldery some of our Canadian Shield lakes are, they can just disappear in the rocks sometimes. So for the reel, this is the Tatula Elite 2500 size reel is just great for a lot of things. Most of my spinning reels are 2500s with 10-pound braid. This is 10-pound J braid. It's that bright green color, easy to see. Any bright color is what I prefer. It's just so you can see if it's tangled around your tip. It's just easier. And then you got that clear fluoro leader. This is 10-pound. Depending on the rocks and stuff, you might want to go heavier, but here's a couple marks. I'd say those are walleyes. Those look like decent blobs. Sometimes walleyes will do weird things in the spring. They will pull off shores and suspend and stuff, but that's why using your electronics is important. Having a bait that falls pretty fast. Got him. There's 2 of them down there. I think they're both walleyes. See if we can catch both. Ooh, hello. No. A whitefish. That was a surprise. Keep this one for the smoker. Wow, this bait catches everything. All right, there we go. Open water whitefish. Can't say that happens too often. Jeez. Dropping on another one or two. It's chasing it. Another one. Is this another whitefish? We're catching everything but walleyes. This one's heavy. Oh, come on. Oh, we had another whitefish. Man, I know nothing. Well, it was marking right where the whitefish was, so I'm like, hey, may as well catch a whitefish. But another nice walleye. And when I'm watching with the live scope, I'm just playing with how to trigger the fish. Obviously, this isn't the best bait to swim through the water column, but that doesn't mean the fish isn't gonna bite it when it's suspended. So I was trying to get it chasing up. That didn't seal the deal, so drop into the mud, pop in the mud a couple times, and that's just, you know, doing good so far. Keep moving. I wanna see a big walleye. Hey. What do we got? All right, well, we got whitefish on the bait. We got walleye on the bait. We got smallmouth bass on the bait. And surprisingly, this was the last one. Mr. Pike, just relax, just relax, just calm right down. Oh my gosh. I almost died. Oh, there's a fish on top, right on this point. 50 feet. So I'm casting out, and now, like I said, with that bright line, I could watch it, but I'm looking for it to just do a little jump, and that means it hits the bottom, obviously, but kind of get used to it. And then I'm just gonna hop it along the bottom. Keep that rod tip up. Hop, 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 stop it for a bit, hop, hop. If I do see a fish on the electronics, I'm gonna slow it down. You got a picture of a crayfish or a bug working its way through the bottom, right? A couple of fish in the back of the bay, 65 feet. Come on, let's end the night with just a couple walleyes. That was so good. I think it's a bass though. I don't know. That was hilarious. I saw 2 fish in the back of the bay on live scope. I'm like, please, and it didn't even hit the bottom. It's got a little more weight now. Oh yeah. Right in the back of the bay, post spawn and skinny. But I got what I asked for. So I mean, like, what more? What more do I really need? It's looking like a bunch of them right here. 55. The key's just not to blow into that bay and spook them all. This is a nice bait because once it hits in the mud, I can kind of just give it little, inch it along, little crawls. It drives those shallow walleye crazy. And bass, as you saw. Whitefish, pike. There we go. Nice. Man, last spot of the day, you know? I often throw bigger swim baits for walleyes. When you're catching walleyes, you know, on the smaller size too, they have no problem eating something this size. Any fish can eat a bait that size. Look at that, just a tasty little morsel. Some walleyes are right in front of us. I don't know if we're gonna spook them or if we get the jig in front of them. I think there's some fish. They're not popping as good as they did on the mud, but there's a little rubble here, and I think these fish are just so shallow. Oh, that's gotta be a bass. Wow, that fish just killed it on the fall. Wow, I just felt the dunk. Wow, that's a big bass. Okay, maybe not that big, just real fat. All right, with this fish, we're ending the night. All right, we're calling it. Guys, if you haven't tried Ned style bait, I know a lot of people use the twister tail type thing, and that's been their staple walleye bait or for everything, you know, a white twister tail. Give this a try. It's something a little bit different with this new stretchy style TPE plastic. It can last a ton of fish. As far as the jig goes, get something with a good hook that's heavy enough that you can feel bottom. That's the most important thing. Catches a bit of everything. You find the warm water. I mean, today the fish were a little bit scattered, but caught a bit of everything. But anyways, huge thanks to AG1 for partnering on this video, which allowed us to give away all those rods. And if you are wanting a couple of those rods, comment below. If you're hoping to get into fishing, maybe you got a kid that needs a rod, comment below. I'm sorry that I can't give rods to all you guys, but maybe one day. But anyways, wear your life jackets and we'll see you on the water very soon.